Ever find yourself at like a music festival dying to use the bathroom and you stumble on this like oasis of clean? Like seriously, those places can be rough. Makes you appreciate the people who keep them, well, usable.
It's true. We don't always think about the folks behind the scenes making sure things run smoothly.
Right. And today, we're tackling a job that might surprise you. Toilet attendants. We're going deep with this one.
Really gets you thinking about those everyday jobs, doesn't it?
Totally. And we're using RoleCatcher for this deep dive. They've got this whole career platform thing, and we snogged 3 of their resources. A guide specifically about being a toilet attendant, one on absolutely crushing job interviews, and another on, get this, streamlining your job search. We're going all in, people.
Sounds thorough. Should give us a complete picture.
Exactly. So RoleCatcher, they jump right in, say it's all about keeping those facilities spotless, up to company standards and all that. Sounds kind of basic at first, right?
Yeah, but there's a hint of, like, professionalism in there. More than just wiping things down, it's about meeting specific requirements.
You got it. And honestly, it's way more than just cleaning. We're talking maintaining hygiene, managing supplies, customer service, even reporting problems. It's like a whole hidden world of restroom management.
And if you zoom out a bit, it's really about public health and safety, creating a good experience for everyone.
For sure. Now, about the work environment, they mention the obvious restrooms, office buildings, airports. But they also say that conditions can be, well, let's just say interesting.
Absolutely. That's the part people don't always consider. Dealing with, unpleasant stuff, maybe even hazardous materials, and keeping things hygienic in high-traffic areas takes a certain type of person.
Right. And get this, they even mention specializations within toilet attending. Can you believe that? Imagine specializing in like fancy hotel restrooms or those crazy busy stadium ones. What would that even entail?
Now that's fascinating. I'm imagining like specific cleaning techniques for different surfaces, maybe even crowd control skills for those big game days.
Seriously. It just goes to show you never know what kind of niches are out there. Okay, let's hit the pros and cons. They say job security is a big plus, which makes sense. Everyone needs restrooms. Plus, potential for tips, not a ton of education required to get started, and you get that customer service experience. But there's also potentially low pay, those interesting working conditions we mentioned, and on the surface, it seems like maybe not a ton of room to move up. What stands out to you from all that?
Honestly, the balance between stability and the job itself, job security is huge these days, but those conditions, that's something to consider, for sure. It's a trade-off, right?
Totally, weighing what matters most to you. Now, speaking of moving up, RoleCatcher actually lays out a whole career progression thing, from entry level all the way to senior positions. They even have little profiles for each stage, showing how you get more responsibility and leadership as you go.
So you're saying it's not just a dead-end job. You could actually build a career.
Exactly. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about how RoleCatcher can help someone actually land one of these jobs. Their streamline your job search thing is like mind-blowing.
Seriously. That could be a game changer for a lot of folks. How's it work?
So first up, they've got this plugin thing, RoleCatcher.capture. Imagine you're on like LinkedIn, right? Or Indeed, just scrolling forever.
Yeah, I've been there.
And you see a job that looks promising, boom, you click, it's saved. No more copying and pasting or trying to remember where you saw that one listing.
Oh, that's smart. Gotta stay organized, especially when you're applying to tons of jobs.
Right. And get this, it gets even better. They have job spec analysis. This is where the AI stuff comes in. You know how every job posting has that list of skills they want?
Yeah, sometimes it's like a mile long.
Totally. Well, RoleCatcher, it analyzes it for you, breaks it all down, tells you exactly what they're looking for in plain English.
That would be so helpful. No more guessing if you're a good fit or not.
Exactly. And get this, you can even compare your skills to that big list in the Toilet Attendant Guide, so you know if you actually measure up.
Whoa, that's next level, connecting the dots for you.
And if that wasn't enough, they have this scored CV resume thing.
Yeah.
You upload a couple versions of your resume, right? And their AI tells you which one is the most, like, attention-grabbing.
No way. That's like having a cheat code for job hunting.
I know, right? Okay, so let's say you use RoleCatcher. Your application's amazing. You get the interview. Congrats. But now what?
Yeah, the interview is a whole other beast.
Don't worry, they got you. Ace your interviews. It's like having a personal coach in your pocket. They have tons of interview questions, even some specifically for toilet attendants. And some of these questions, man, they're out there.
Oh, I love a good curveball question. Give me an example. What kind of stuff are we talking about?
Okay, how about this? Tell me about a time you had to handle an emergency in a public restroom. Or What would you do if a customer was upset about the cleanliness, even though you just cleaned it?
Wow, those are good. They really get at the, like, unpredictable nature of the job. You got to think on your feet.
Right. It's not just about scrubbing toilets. It's about handling whatever craziness gets thrown at you. And the best part is, RoleCatcher doesn't just leave you hanging with these wild questions. They actually give you tips on how to answer, like, really well, show off your skills and all that. They even have this AI thing that gives feedback on your answers so you can practice and sound super smooth in the actual interview.
Wow, that's like having a whole interview prep team at your fingertips.
Right. Okay. So remember earlier when we were talking about moving up in this field, RoleCatcher laid out those career stages.
Yeah, the whole progression thing.
It's not just about like going from cleaning to being the cleaning supervisor. They actually break down how the jobs get more challenging and how you get more leadership opportunities as you go from entry level all the way up.
It really changes how you see the job, like you could make a real career out of this.
Totally. And here's the best part. Those skills you pick up along the way, they're not just for restrooms. RoleCatcher has this whole transferable skills section. It's amazing. Cleaning, customer service, time management, attention to detail. That stuff matters everywhere.
It's so true. Think about it. You're dealing with customers in a, let's face it, sometimes stressful environment. Those skills would be gold in like retail, restaurants, even like conflict resolution kind of stuff.
Absolutely. It's about looking beyond the job title and seeing those core skills. And speaking of other jobs, they also have adjacent careers, stuff like building cleaner, locker room attendant, things that use similar skills.
Opens up a ton of possibilities. It's about finding what you're good at and running with it.
For sure. So we've covered a lot, from the nitty-gritty of cleaning to, like, building a whole career path. Who knew there was so much to being a toilet attendant, right?
Seriously. My mind is blown. I had no idea.
Me too. It's not just a job, it's a stepping stone. And I think that's what's so cool about platforms like RoleCatcher. They give you the tools to figure out any career, no matter what people might think about it.
Totally. It's about being curious, keeping an open mind. You never know what you'll find.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
As we wrap up here, think about this. What other hidden gem careers are out there just waiting for us to discover them? What if we challenged our assumptions about different jobs? That's something to chew on. That's it for this deep dive into the world of toilet attendants. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, there's more to every job than meets the eye.